Welcome everybody, MaxspeedTV, Bobby with all the hobbies coming right at you. Super Speedway Kings. New season, race number 1, Talladega. Should be a rip-roaring good time with these guys here. Some has new paint schemes and some do not. Some are running with the old luck that they had because they thought it was just as good with the paint scheme, so they're gonna run them again this year. Could be some new faces out here in this new season. One thing about it, it's going to be a complete full field. You know how the game works. These boys are real racers. There's no such thing as a stage race. Now, it's green flag to checker flag, baby. I do want to say right now, one of our racers out here lost a granddaughter yesterday evening, and I put this together real quick. I didn't have a whole lot of time. We're not going to be doing the national anthem tonight because I don't have the time to put it in. But I do want to pay tribute to a sweet little baby that God decided to take her home. And, well, everybody knows who's lost a loved one that God likes to choose the best. And he likes to choose them very fast sometimes. So anyway, this race tonight goes dedication to Mr. Paul Witt and his family, and the little granddaughter. Anyway, our thoughts and prayers go out to him. A difficult time, but this league right here definitely wants to pay homage, pay respect to the Witt family. So a little bit of silence here, just for a minute, would be appreciated, folks. Alrighty. We'll try that again. All right, you guys stick around. I'll get a quick commercial and we'll get back. We'll get into the qualifying run. MaxspeedTV, Bobby with all the hobbies coming at you. Super Speedway Kings. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Bobby with all the hobbies. MaxspeedTV here, Super Speedway Kings. With me in the booth. Want to pay homage, pay respect to Mr. Paul Witt in the 429 machine. If you guys or anybody want to root for a winner tonight, we're going to root for Paul. Paul lost his granddaughter yesterday evening. And Paul, I just want to let you know that our hearts, thoughts, and prayers is with you and your family tonight.
I appreciate it, Bobby. I appreciate this whole league and Jimmy Crow and you and Esto. You do an awesome job broadcasting this, and I really appreciate you guys dedicating this to my granddaughter.
Absolutely. Well, you know as well as I do, you don't question, you don't ask why. God has a reason for everything he does, and apparently he had a much better goal that he needed her right away. So we don't answer, we don't question it, we go with it. But you know as well as I do, she's in a much better place than where we are, let me tell you. Good
Yes,
luck.
sir.
Good
Yes,
luck.
sir. I got to agree with you there.
Yes, sir. All right, Paul. Good luck tonight. I'm going to tell you, I know you're racing with a heavy heart, my friend, but we'll be thinking of you, and so is the rest of the guys in this league, all right?
All right. Thanks, Bobby. I'm going to try to get this thing on the pole for her tonight.
Yeah, don't worry. You got a lot of people rooting. I can guarantee it. Now, just let me get you back to your teammates, or I'm going to get in trouble. I gotta figure out where I took you from.
I got him.
All right, thanks. Good old Big E helping me out as usual. Nice to see you, buddy.
You too, Bobby. Aubriana Diane Witt. You know, the little girl. She didn't make it, and God needed her a little sooner than everybody expected. You know, she'll be missed, and she's in good hands now. And hands off to Paul for going through this time and his family, and we wish the best for them. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm hoping right here. I'm looking, doing my best. So many guys. Here we go. Right there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's Paul Witt. Granddaughter passed away at birth. Running in the pink scheme right here. The pink tires, the pink rims, pink numbers. There it is. So we're going to stick with him. One of the regulators. I mean, this guy I've been watching Big E for the past 2 years, I believe. I've been watching him run, and I'll tell you what, he just gets better and better and better every time he's out on the track.
Paul's like he's that what I call the silent fart. You know, he sneaks up on you. He comes out there. You know, he works hard. He's real modest. He doesn't gloat. You know, he doesn't he doesn't want to be out there in the front and say, "Hey, look at me." He's very humble, and I respect that a lot about the guy. He puts in the work. He drives the team. He he tells everybody, let's pit. Let's look at our pit strategy. He speaks up when we need somebody to speak up. That's Paul Witt, man, and hats off to him. Sorry about his granddaughter passing. But the guy has come such a long way. If you want to see how to do super speedways, watch Paul Witt, man. He's up there. He's playing smart. He's racing hard. He's doing what it takes to be a champion, and I'm really looking forward to him and the regulators coming home with a championship win this season.
I'll tell you what. Excuse me. I was gonna call him like a snake in the grass because he's quiet. You don't see him. You don't hear him until he's right there and he's right on you and he's got you. Now, that's my version. I didn't want to call him. I didn't want to call him a silent fart. I'll let you have that one. I'm just gonna call him the snake in the grass. But he's come a long way, man. I mean, a long way. And now tonight, just imagine, folks. Tonight he's racing with about as heavy as hard as you're gonna get. And I know he wants this. Great run right there. He's brought it into fourth. And it doesn't surprise me. I mean, fifth right now. But looking forward to the rest of this race because, everybody wants to root for somebody. But you know who I'm rooting for, and I know who you're rooting for, and probably half the people watching out here. It's just one of those things. We're going to go through and take a look at some of these guys. Some of them's got new paint schemes there, Big E.
New paint schemes? I haven't got to see it yet.
There's a couple of them out here who's running some new ones. Take a look at Mr. Jimmy Crow. Doesn't surprise me right there at all. On the pole as of right now with a minute left to go. Wow, what a run. Mr. Wilkinson. Now, there was another guy out here. I'm looking, trying to find him. He may have already. Now, some of these guys, Big E, they like to qualify way back in the back and hang out and just get some laps down. Get them wind in, get them down out of the way. Then they start making their way, moving that cream to the top or whatever you want to call it. Gabe Butler, good run, third, as of right now. Let's see who else we got. Mr. Jay Hilliard, he's out there. He's showing 19th. A 163 of Paul Sheldon, 27th. That's it. Time to get the show on the road here, folks. Music in the background, sound all professional and stuff. Wait for these guys to show up, and I'm sure they will here in just a second. And when they do, I'll do what I do best. I'll go through, probably screw up half their last names. That's my forte. It's what I do. There they sit. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and go through this. Get things moving. Row number 1. Jimmy Crow, the man, the one who started this league, him and his dad. His dad has passed on as well, in a better place. But Jimmy's taken it over, done a fine job, full field every single race. Awesome, awesome league promoter. But he's going to be on the pole right there. Everett Lane is going to be second, driving the number 24 machine. Number 2, the 88, Gabe Butler will be third. Along beside him, number 3 of Mr. Greg White. Row 3, the 13, Frank Gromilia. And you can see that pink number 13 right there. Another regulator paying the respects. And the 78 beside him, Gary, my favorite last name, Slapinski. Should be a hockey player. Row number 4, the 429, Mr. Paul Witt, the heaviest heart in the whole entire league tonight. Right beside him, the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row number 5, the 09 of Harold Decker, the 071 of Eric Lowry. Row 6 to 21 of Tony Wright. Beside him in the 46, David Overstreet. Row 7, number 17, J.D. Crow, the 55 of Dean Wilkinson, along beside him. Making up row number 8, the 04 of Mark Mann, and the number 7 of Dale Worleby. Row number 9, the 07 of Brian Wang, and the number 1 of Danielle Lewis. Lewis. Row 10 to 20, Jay Hilliard, the 12 beside him. Zach EF, how's that? Can't screw that up. Row 11, number 5 is going to be Makara. We'll call him Sean Makara. And the 6 beside him, Sebastian Marin. Row 12 to 49 of Stephen Karosik, and the 77 of Zachary Lima. Row 13 to 54, Richard Kuhn, the 14 of Dave Bingle. Row 14 to 163, Paul Sheldon, and the 088 of Stefan O. Row 15 to 22 of Casey Gilchrist, the 042 of Estelle Fields. Row 16 to 70, Don Davis III to 95, James Mayer. Row 17 to 34, Darren M. Reiser, the 41, Tracy Weaver. Row 18 to 28, Larry Boyle, the 35, Robert F. Row 19, Thomas Holder, the 15 beside him of Noel Cowers. Row 20, Michael Hollett, the 33, and the 45, Todd Siebels. Row 21 to 31, Jackson Holbrook, and the 57 of Brian Pierce. Last but not least, row 22, Giovanni. Alrighty, that wasn't too hard. Painful, I guess. Alright, Estelle, you know how it works, my friend. You got to draft, you got to push, you got to have friends, you got to have teammates, you get one faster fare. Most of all, you got to be in it to win it.
You know, Bobby, there's a big field, man. Like I can see if you're gonna watch the field, right? The smart drivers, they're gonna immediately pull back. They're gonna hook up with their buddies, and they're gonna try to get in and out of the pits if there's not the big one, and they're gonna try to beat them in the pits. So I'm gonna be looking out for the guys who are playing smart. They're gonna jump to the back. They're gonna hook up with their buddies, and they're gonna race this thing and just follow along.
Well, here we go. It's going to be 77 laps of pure white knuckle riding all around Dega. Super Speedway King style, baby. Green flag to the checkered. No stages in this field.
We got Everett Fastlane on the outside there. He's a regulator. Gabe Butler, the boot knockers on the inside. Two really good drivers. Let's see how long they can hold up in the front there.
Jimmy Crow's in the place what I like to call the rocking chair. Why? Because you're as safe as in your mama's arms or your grandmama's arms, sitting in a rocking chair being rocked to sleep. That's where you're just about really as safe as you possibly can be in this field, that number one car on that bottom lane. But the outside lane gets a little help. And this does not surprise me, Big E. And that's going to be that 17 machine right here. On the outside, going 3 wide already in
Rick's
one lap.
size brand, yeah, in one lap. There's like, we're gonna take it 3 wide. We're gonna get some TV time. We're gonna run up there. We're gonna have some fun tonight.
Him and JD Crow, I tell you, this guy can drive a truck. He could probably drive it on a fence if he had to. I mean, he ain't afraid to stick that thing anywhere. And you can see the 2 little trucks up there staying right with this whole entire field.
Yeah, that high lane there, if you get your left side tires just below that outside striped line, you can side draft off of the middle lane there, and it only takes 2 trucks and you can stay up in the front. 3 trucks, 4 trucks, you have contention for the lead, but you need at least 2 for sure.
You can tell when these guys get really, really close together like they do. I mean, these trucks are a dadgum handful. It's that simple. And to show you how much of a handful we're talking about, let me pop down here.
If I was a bet man, Gabe Butler, yep, they pulled off. Looks like Jimmy and Gabe pulled off, and they're going to go to the back, and they're going to try to play it safe.
And I kind of don't blame them. I mean, you're up here riding, excuse me, we're riding along with Paul Witt right now. But you can see these things dance around so much with this wind. You can get right up underneath them, buddy, and you can put near just that spoiler. You can take the wind right off of it, and they're a handful. Not to mention, you got a guy beating your bumper half to death to get you to go faster. So you got all kinds of things that you got to worry about. Plus, you got to worry about hitting your marks. You got to hit the guy square if you're going to do any kind of bump drafting whatsoever. If not, you're going to hook him, and you're going to have a bad day.
I mean, the drivers look like they're giving everybody plenty of room up here. Jimmy Crow and Gabe going to the back typically is a smart move, but today I think we got some green flag pit stops, and you want to be up in the front. You want to get in and out. You want to hook up with your buddies, and you want to pull out in the front. So,
you're talking about your green flag pit stops. Now that brings a whole new thing in here. Number one, you got to worry about hitting your mark. You don't want to get caught speeding. You don't want to hit nobody. And you got to watch your rearview mirrors as much as you do your windshield, because you don't want to get hit by somebody behind you. All those things you've got to watch out for just coming into the pits.
Absolutely, Bobby. And these guys, these teams, they get together and they talk about pit strategy. I want to go 3 or 4 laps before everyone else. So I know that I'm going into the pits with my teammates. I go to the inside and my next partner goes to the outside. We give each other plenty of room. We get in and out of the pits real quick. We check up for one another if we have to. We get hooked up really quickly, and we're mashed to, pedal to the metal, and we're trying to get out there as fast as we can, hopefully to get an edge of all the competition out there. It's a big field, a lot of good racers. Anything can happen. And right now, I got the feeling, I don't know what it is, these guys are racing really well, but you're going to want to think about pitting very well, getting in and out, being safe, and being quick about it.
You got to be safe, and you got to hook up. You got to hook up with your teammates. You don't never want to come into the pits and kind of be alone, because if you are screwed. But I'll tell you what, this top line up here is really, really impressive. JD Crow's hit this top line, and he absolutely loves it.
Got 7 trucks in the top lane. Oh, we got a big check up there.
We got trouble right there. Mark Mann up into the wall. That's going to bring out our first caution. And it does. And there he comes. He is all tore up. Let's go back and try to see where this happened. Right there with Mr. Mann's where the thing happened at. He got tapped. Bring her back here. He really actually did a great job controlling that thing. We'll slow her down. He got hit right there. He ends up... All right, let me slide back in. Well, he didn't have the place to slide back in because he didn't get any room to do it. And unfortunately, I don't know how some of these guys missed him, but they did. Now, just to let you guys know, real quick, let's try another view. The 20. They touched. And then they touched again, and that was all she wrote. Now, Big E's not only helping me broadcast, but he's also the admin of this thing. So this guy is wearing like several different job titles on his shirt. So he's going to be a busy guy tonight. Unfortunately, Mark Mann, he could definitely going to be using the fast repair on that ride. Not to mention, there's another one up in front of him as well is going to be using the same thing. When you're smoking like that, you've definitely got to get fixed. Into the pits, Seabrans. He's going to be bringing them in. All of these guys. You can see them. All in, all out. Now, it's super speedway racing. You ain't got to worry so much about tires whatsoever, really. But you need that all-important fuel. Now, if you're going to have a long run, a long fuel run, and you come in to get fuel, yeah, you might as well take, right sides or left sides, whatever floats your boat. Takes you that long to fill the tank back up. Tires is not really an issue here. And I'm hoping... Oh, I thought I was. Normally I can get a hold of him and talk with him, but unfortunately it looks like he is not going to be in our Discord, so I can't get a hold of Mr. Mann and chat with him. But never fear, any Mark Mann fans out there. There he is. And there he goes. And there he's back. That's how close he was for making it to the pits, guys. All right, he only had 2 pit stalls to go to, and boom, he could have had a new truck and on his way. He didn't make it, so now he's going to have to sit there on the hook, or being towed, all the way around this place. That's going to put him at least 1 to 2 laps down for sure. And that is really hard to come back from, especially Super Speedway Kings. Eight laps so far out of 77. MaxspeedTV right here, Super Speedway Kings, your host. Your broadcaster, Bobby with all the hobbies. With Mr. E up here, Estelle helping me. And he's also playing the admin as well, so. He's going to be in and out.
Some wheels there. Guys had some blown motors and didn't want to hold up the field, so, the trucks behind it and have to go a lap down. So we gave out some EOLs. I cleared a couple black flags, guys spinning into the pits. It's not their fault.
No, I'll tell you what's sad. Mark Mann had just 2 pit stalls to go through, and he would have made it to his. And he ran out. He ran out of momentum, and he had to get hooked and towed all the way around.
Oh, man.
So that's got to be a tough one right there.
You know, good on Mark Man, because he asked for the EOL. He said, hey, he asked on my engine's blown, give me the EOL. You know, I'll take the hits like a man. He went to the back of the line. He tried to coast it in and ran out of gas, you know, and barely made it there. So good on him though. That's what it's all about, you know, because he's thinking about it's a team adventure here. Everybody else matters just as much as I do. And he took the negative like you're supposed to. And good on him. Good on Mark Man. But he's still on a lead lap, so he's one lap down now.
He's one down. Probably be two time we're done. Slapinski, the 78. Gary, there he is. Showing a little bit of muscle early in this race. You got some of these guys that like to hang out around the back, and you got some of these guys that feel it's safer up front. And, you know, it's right place at the right time to save you, and the right place at the wrong time, well, that can break you.
Well, Gary's one of those great racers, man. Slapinski, he can push, he can race, he can hold a line. He's aware of his surroundings. He's got great situational awareness. He gives other people plenty of rooms. He's very courteous. You know, that's the type of driver you want up in the front. So it's good to see Gary up there. Hopefully he can get a little help from David Overstreet, and maybe he might get in a rocking chair position here soon.
Well, here we go. There's your top five. Sebring, Slapinski, Lane, Overstreet, and White. Coming back to the green flag, 9 laps out of 77 right here at Dega. First race of the whatever season this is. I know this is my second season with them, but this is a brand new season right here. Right off the bat, you've seen the 77 Zachary Lima jumped out to the high side already. And here comes some followers. Gromilia is going to be right there. Mr. Paul Witt, the 429. He's back up on. Everybody's going to go up on this high side now. Now they're going to form it into 3 wide. And I mean, they are tight. You can throw a blanket over the first 20 trucks. Seabrands is absolutely no stranger to leading races, I'll tell you that. I mean, I can't even count the many championships that he's won. I would definitely have to take my shoes off to do that. This guy has got the talent, and he's able to get it done, and he is definitely one that you're going to have to worry about as well. All these guys have got championships, league championships, league series winners. I mean, this is the pick of the litter right here, Big E. I mean, this just ain't no fly-by-the-night league.
You know, Rick is a great driver. You know, back in the day, years ago, I used to race with him in official racing. And I would see him constantly up there in the front with me. And we'd go back and forth and talk and have a great time. And he's definitely no stranger to being up in the front and leading races, that's for sure.
You know, like these guys do, they'll get up on that top side, they'll get a great run going, they'll drop down to that middle, and if they still have that good run going, they'll drop right down to that rocking chair, right on the bottom line. As you can see right there, the 77 Zachary Lima shoving his heart out, trying to get past those guys on the bottom. But you know what? That 24 Everett Lane, he's got his nose buried so far up. That number 4, you can barely make out what make a model truck that thing is. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to push. Those guys are the pushers. The second truck's in line. Those guys is what makes your momentum. The rest of them are just there to follow. You never, ever push your pusher. But that second guy, he's the one sets this whole tempo off on each lane.
You're absolutely right, you know, but it's the question of how much tape is Everett running.
Right.
You know, this open sets. If Everett's running high tape, he can only maintain that pushing for a lap, maybe a lap and a half, and then those guys on the outside are going to overtake very easily.
Now, I don't know an infinite wisdom of iRacing. I'm not sure if they allow that to happen or not. I'm not sure if his telemetry is going to be correct in his in-car. But if you notice, you can see his oil temperature up there, but you can't see the water or anything else. You really don't know exactly how hot that he is running. But I'll guarantee you, he'll sneak it out to try to cool it down when he has to.
That's right, Bobby. It's you know, if we could see what those guys are doing and what they're seeing, we could definitely cheat a little bit with our setups and how we race. So iRacing does a little trick, you know, unless they share their data pack with you, you're not going to know what they're really doing because iRacing skews the data a little bit. You know, I've seen crazy stuff like wheels being missing or tires off the ground when you go look at replays. They're doing that intentionally so you don't know what the person's running exactly.
That's
You know,
correct.
they do a really good job of masking the competitors' setups.
We talked about our pole sitter. This is his league. Him and his father put it together. And he's sitting back here nice and comfortable, as you can see. He's way back here. 27th spot. As long as they don't lose that draft, and you can see it up through here. They're really close. Give you a nice far look here if I can. They're not,
and
not
really that
losing
don't
nothing.
matter. Yeah, I mean, you can be back 3 or 4 seconds and then come to the green flag, you know, pit stops, and then you're right there in the mix of the main pack again.
Here
as long
comes
as
the
you get
second.
in and get out.
Here's your second set of guys. 2 packs that are running right now. Right there's the second set. And then we'll move up a little bit. And there's your first set. So there goes your first set running. Hopefully I can get a big enough, a little hard to get a big view right here.
Yeah, they're about 6 seconds back.
Yeah.
You know, that's not too bad. You can still stay within it, but you want to be about 3 or 4 seconds back. You don't want to be more than that. You know, it definitely hurt you when you come out of the pits after the pit stop. It's really hard to gain the draft of the guys in front of you. If you can't maintain that draft, you will slowly trickle back, and next thing you know, you're 20, 30, 40, you know, minutes behind the lead pack, and you definitely don't want that. So these guys are probably pushing a little hard. They need to get within that 2 or 3 seconds buffer zone there.
Now they can always hook up single file, kind of get the trainer rolling, if you will, and that will help out somewhat. But I can assure you, we've ran 16 laps. We've only had 1 caution, and that caution, the pit stops was under the caution, so we're still looking for our first green flag pit stop run here. And you know as well as I do, that can be real dicey.
Yeah, looks like we're 3 wide up in the front. They got 5 trucks in the top lane and 10 trucks in the middle lane. It looks like 14 trucks in the lower lane there, and everybody's getting everyone plenty of room. They're racing hard, but they're racing safe, and it looks like they're doing a really good job up there. They might be pulling away from that second pack. If those guys lose, you know, 10, 11, 12 seconds, it could potentially put them out of the race.
Riding along with David Overstreet in the middle in 7th. Now you can see, you got a truck in the inside to worry about. You got a truck on the outside to worry about. Plus you got to worry about the guy in front of you. I mean, man, that's just darn right nerve-wracking right there.
Yeah, those guys in that second pack fell back a couple seconds there after 2 laps.
Whoa, trouble right here, riding right along with
we
him.
got a wreck.
Up into the air. Good job on the cameraman catching that one, huh? We got one on his top. Now let's run back here and slow this bad boy down and see if we can see right where this occurred at. If I can. We were riding along right there with Mr. Overstreet in that 46. And I don't know, something had happened. And it was right there behind him where it happened at. There it is. The 49 looks like he came right down.
Yeah, Steven Carosa came down and held that middle lane there, but the net code, as you can see, there's like 2 feet separating them, but the net code got him and it pulled David Overstreet up into him and caused an accident.
Now we'll be able to see this a little bit closer right here.
You know, that's why I tell these guys, you know, like I understand you want to race hard, but this is not real life. You can't get within inches of each other. You got to give yourself a little bit of extra room
You
there
see it right there.
for net code.
It is showing that they actually had hit. He got a crinkled up inside or fender right there. If I can get to the right truck, there's so many trucks. All right, right here, we'll watch it. See, they never touched whatsoever. Right there is when they touch. Then they go off into the wild blue yonder. Unfortunately, took out a couple guys right along with them. That's tough. No doubt about it. And I don't know who that was on their top. Real time. That's one of the regulators up on his roof. See that? That might be the 13, I think. We'll try it again. See if I can find it. There was just so many trucks out here. With my telemetry, it is really hard to pick up on who you can get and who you can't get. But that is going to be the number 13. I can guarantee it right there. He got hit and hit hard.
I went back and looked at it, and the 49 definitely he was holding his line. He's where he should be, and that's why I tell these guys, like, you can race like that, the last 4 or 5 laps because everyone's expecting it. But now that we have 60 laps to go, you probably shouldn't be down that close down below.
Right.
But but Steven was trying to wiggle around. He's trying to make his move. He's trying on. And that's part of racing. So, David Overstreet came up in his lane. He never left his lane, and they connected, and it caused him to come around, and that's where the accident happened.
Now, there's one guy out there, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's probably right now smiling from ear to ear, and that will be Mr. Mark Mann, because he got one of his 2 laps. He's down back. He was involved in that very first incident starting out. And I can guarantee you he is smiling from ear to ear right now. So now he's only 1 lap down. And we still got a long ways to go. So you definitely don't want to count out this guy. Your leader, the 31 machine. He will be probably coming in, I would imagine. And again, he might not. I don't know. Looks like he's got some damage going on right there. There's no way in the world that he's got to come in. And that will relinquish the lead to Mr. Seabrands. Slapinski's back up to second there still. Everett Lane third, fourth Brian Wang. Paul Sheldon, Tony Wright, Zach F. Greg White, Mr. Lewis, Paul Witt, top 10. Just to let you guys know, in case you did just happen to join us, this race tonight is being dedicated to Mr. Paul Witt's granddaughter who passed away yesterday. Our hearts definitely go out to him and the family. He's racing with one heavy heart. And if there was anybody that I would absolutely... I'm going to be honest with you there, Big E. If I could get out there and wreck every single one of these guys just so this guy could win this race, I'd probably do it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say it right now. I hope he can pull it off. I know he really, really wants to. And, man, he is a great racer. Even though he's got a heavy heart, he's also got a good head on his shoulders, too. So, if anybody can get it done, he certainly can.
Well, it also comes down to teamwork. It's he's got
some of the best
teammates up in the front. He's got 2 of them up in the front there. So
yep, he's got some of the best teammates around, I think.
Can you get in the pits and can you get out? With your teammates, you need 3, 4, 5. The way these guys are running open sets, you're going to want 5 trucks to be with. I mean, that's what it comes down to. If you only got 2, 3 trucks, I mean, you potentially might be going a mile an hour, a full second slower than everybody, and you might not think it, but it adds up a lot. I mean, a second every lap after 5 laps, you're 5 seconds behind, and you have no hope of catching up. So it all comes down to pit stop strategy and being with the right people at the right time to be up in the front when it matters the most.
I couldn't agree more with you. And that's exactly what it takes. It does take teamwork to get there. And he's got some of the finest ones in any kind of racing series or league. Slapinski up on the top side. Seabrands is down on the bottom. Going to be leading these guys around. 20 laps in of 77 here. Max Speed TV, Bobby with all the hobbies. Special guest, Mr. E, the big man. Helping me out in the booth, plus doing the admins both at the same time. Now you tell me that doesn't take talent.
It's a lot of work, Bobby.
Right now, the 78's got to drop right down into the rocket chair. The 07 there, Mr. Brian Wang gave him a good enough push to put him down there. Well, we finally got a chance to do this. I haven't got to do it yet. It's one of my favorite things to do, probably because I can take a dadgum drink of my sweet tea I've been staring at. But what do you think, Big E? What do you think it's time for? What does Bobby like to do?
Oh, crank it up.
That's right. I could never get tired of the crank it up, man. It is awesome. Well, 78 gives Mr. Seabrands just a little too much of a push right there. Luckily, he was able to gather that thing up, or it could have been really ugly. Really, really, really ugly.
Yeah, these guys only got 2 quick repairs, so you don't want to burn through them too quickly, that's for sure. We got Paul Witt leading the outside right now.
And there he is. Drops right down into the middle. Well, there's still, that 78 is doing some serious pushing to Seabrands, but you know what the problem we got right now? Take a look at the back end. Now that's kind of hard to hook up to and to do any kind of pushing whatsoever. And I'm going to tell you right now, Seabrands has got his hands full. Because when he gets touched, that thing just wants to go right out from underneath him with all that damage. Paul Witt being shown in second place right now. If I can get rid of that. There we go. 2 cats up there all by themselves in that third row trying to get something going up there. Gonna need a little bit more help than that. Now Seabrands is gonna have to put up with the 24 there, Mr. Everett Lane. We can watch him beat on his rear. Look at that. That's a lot of damage right there in that number 4. And before this is over with, that might just play a big part of something that might happen here. I don't know.
Yeah, I suspect Gary's going to come up. Yep, there he goes. He's going to hook up with his partner, with Paul. More than likely, they're going to make a good run there because Seabrand's got way too much damage there. Everett just cannot keep up with the heat there. And there you go. Gary and Paul come down to the front. They're in the rocking chair.
Still got a long ways to go before we start seeing the likes of Mr. Jimmy Crow back here. The likes of Mr. Gabe Butler way back here. I don't know how he does it. He's in 37th spot. Before you know it, with the click of a fingers, he'll be up in your top 10 just like that. I mean, this guy has got a knack for hanging out back and knowing when to kick it into gear and maneuver through all this field and get up there and become a contender.
You know, they got 13 gallons of fuel, which is about 22 laps. You know, because when you restart, it takes about a gallon of gas just to get up to speed. And you get about a half a gallon per lap. So these guys probably get about, 24 laps total if they stay in the draft. Really pushing it. So suspected they'd come in about 20, 22 laps. They'll be coming in for some pit stops.
And like I said, we're still looking for our first green flag pit stop of the night. But the hat's off, though. I mean, my hat's off right now is to Seabrands and that Ford machine down there. He has tore all two pieces, and they've absolutely beat the ever-living crap out of the back end of that truck, trying to push him around there. And he's able to hang on to it. I bet he is white-knuckle riding that puppy all the way around there.
We got Steven Karosik from Team Dale, yeah. You know, he's up there getting pushed by Mr. Wang, which is a great pusher. Looks like they could have took the lead any time, but they're holding that middle lane. Looks like they're trying to get 2, maybe even 3 trucks out there in the front so they can try and hold that rocket chair on the inside lane.
Sometimes you leave your wingman, and sometimes you do not. And you can see those two guys are hanging right there. And you can see Paul Witt pushing that 78 even harder to try to close that gap up so the 49 cannot come down and hop in with him. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think my trading paints might be off here. We're showing 49 on that snap-on. Whoa, there was a shot to the back end. Look at the damage Wang's got now on that. Hit him so hard it even screwed up his front. And I believe we got all kinds of issues going on back here in the back as well. Well, let's see where all this started at. He's going to be a busy guy figuring that one out, too. Right there it was. A lot of, I think checking up's what caused a lot of this right here. Brian Wang kind of got pummeled right here. I should be able to show that to you, I hope. And the 07, he gets beat up pretty good right here. But as you can see, the ones behind him, that 5, he had nowhere to go, really. He was kind of anticipating, didn't know what he was going to do. And that usually will bring on the big one.
Yeah, it looks like Sean McCara checked up a little bit, and Casey Gilchrist, you know, they were about a half a second behind the cars in front of them, so he didn't expect to check up, and caught him on his right rear fender and sent him down into that lower lane, took out the 12, and thus goes the rest of the show.
Now, let me see. I'm kind of curious. I'll run this back here a little bit. Let's see what happens to Mr. Mark Mann right here. Riding along with him. He sees it, and he's thinking, oh, God, not now. I think I'm just going to go way out of the way right here. And there you go. And just like that, folks, Mr. Gromilia and him will be battling out to get that lap back and be on the lead lap of the race. Anything can happen in super speedway. I mean anything. But what we've not seen, Big E, we still haven't seen a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, it's a big field, man. I mean, these guys are trying to race smooth, but I gotta add, man.
Tell you what, that should be, that's the regulators, so. How about you, Paul? Bobby and Big E up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you, Bob.
Son, you got a fast race car underneath you there, buddy. How's it handling? And well, how's it feel up front, I guess?
It feels good. It's just a couple of times we were around some other trucks and they were all over the place. I thought we were going to get taken out a few times, but the truck feels good. Just a little nervous when we get 3 wide and stuck in the middle. You know, the air just blows you all over the place.
Yeah, these trucks are a handful when you're really, really close in proximity like that, for sure. I'll tell you what, buddy, I know you're racing with a really heavy heart, but you know what? You're racing just as heavy of a foot too, because man, you are flying, and we're watching you, and you're making it exciting for sure. And hopefully I'll talk to you later, my friend, and we'll talk to you in the winner's circle maybe. But you're doing a great job up there. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you later.
I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. It gets a little dicey when you're 3 wide. I don't care how wide the track is, it still gets dicey.
Biggest thing is to be ready for that checkup. You know, like that caution was called because the driver wasn't ready for the truck in front of him to stop so rapidly. So, you know, our minds respond in about, you know, 1/10 of a second, but these guys, they brake a little harder than they should because they're trying to, you know, avoid the big crash, or they're not trying to be involved in something, end up causing the truck behind them to hit them in the rear end. And you know, that's what happened there. It's tough, you know. It's hard to think about, you know, when the guys are up in the front, they want to be smooth, they want to be clean, they want to stop and go at a smooth, nice pace. So it gives all the people behind you the opportunity not to hit you or to cause an accident. You know, and more times, 9 times out of 10, the accidents happen because, you know, it's what I call the ripple effect, or the wave. You know, something small happens in the front, and as you go back further and further in the trucks, it gets amplified. And that's what's happened right there. You know, a little small checkup happens, some maneuvers happen. You know, one truck checks up a little bit, the next truck checks up a little bit more, and the truck behind him didn't pay attention for a split second and hit the guy in front of him and sent him spinning. And that's what happens in super speedway. That's why it's so hard. You really got to keep your head on a swivel, and you got to pay attention to what's happening in front of you all the time and be ready for those checkups.
I'm a little shocked that C-Brands didn't come in and use one of his fast repairs in that number 4 machine. That back end still tore all 2 pieces, and he's still saving them. I think he thinks we got a couple storms coming here yet.
He's playing smart. You know, he's He's saving those quick repairs for when you really need them. He's up here in the front. He can stay within the draft. You know, that's smart play. Don't use your quick repairs until you have to.
Back at it, 32 out of 77 laps right here. Super Speedway Kings at Decal. Witt up on that top side. He's got his partner in crime right there behind him, doing him some shoving. Everett Lane in the 24 machine. Down on the bottom, you got Slapinski. Mr. Seabrand's right there doing the pushing for him. Looks like they may have settled down just a little bit. Now we're all 2 wides and no 3 wide stuff. All the way back here. Jimmy Crow's up to the 27th spot now. Still playing it smart. Like you said, everybody has a plan. Hanging out into the back. Him, Gabe Butler, JD Crow's back here running around. Giovanni. Just hanging out into the back. I'm about to tell you what now, folks. That truck right there, if I can get a decent picture of him, I'm trying to get a good picture. There it is. That puppy is all chrome. I don't know if he's hoping maybe Stevie Wonder could watch him run around the track or not. But you got to have dadgum sunglasses to be around that guy. A lot of good-looking paint schemes.
You know, I'm watching these guys, Bobby, and they're 2x2 right now. Looks like they finally decided to try and take it easy a little bit, and hopefully they can let some laps trickle down a little bit and get split up into teams, and we have some racing going on here. Oh, and I spoke too soon. Happened way in the back. Yeah, looked like the number 6 truck of Sebastian Marin lost connection there for a second, and a truck behind him kind of drove up into him and caused some net code weird internet problem there and causing him to spin out. You there, Bobby? I can't hear you talking.
Oh, sorry about that. Everett Lane and Michael Howlett were the only two cats that didn't go into the pits that time. They got 8 laps on each one of their tires, both of them. Everybody else behind them came in and topped off with fuel.
We were on lap 38 of
77.
77. Get about 23 laps per gallon. Yeah, you know, topping off's a good choice right now, because you can barely make it if you race easy and stay in the draft.
Now, how does that work? I mean, we know we're going to have a couple more cautions. We know there's going to be green or yellow flag, you know, laps. You actually gain your fuel back, don't you?
You do if there's a caution, but
Right.
what the guys do is, if you're really close to the limit, you just kind of hang back and pray there's not a caution. You know,
Right.
that's part of the chess match.
Right.
So you stay in the draft, you stay at 3/4 throttle as much as you can. You use just enough fuel to where you make one more pit stop and you make it to the end, and you be there for the race at the end. Hopefully, with a little bit of gas left over for the green white checker. But it looks like these guys are pitting and topping off because they're planning on making a run for the end with a green flag pit stop and enough fuel for one green white checker. That's what I would do if I was a betting man.
Now, a lot of these cats that are way back here in the back, even if it's only a teaspoon, they're going to come in and they're going to top off like they're doing right now.
Absolutely. You know, you would think 0.3 gallons is not a lot of gas, but it's a ton of gas when you're coming down to the wire, and you need every drop to make it to the very end. It was like David Overstreet, Dave Bingle, Tracy Weaver, Mark Mann, Stefan Osecki, Jimmy Crow, Eric Laurie, Giovanni all stopped in and popped off.
Yep. Now, Mark Mann is the very next one to get his lap back if nothing else happens. So he will end up being on the lead lap eventually here. Digging and never giving up. You just don't know what's going to happen, especially at super speedway races. Man, you could run around for 70 laps and never use the fast repair, or you could run around 10 laps and gone through 2 of them and wishing you could buy another one. Appreciate everybody out on YouTube watching us out here. If you would, hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. These guys would appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. If not, they might fire me. Then you're going to get a broadcaster in here at Stutters probably. Then you're going to wish you had Bobby with all the hobbies back. So let's just cut through all the red tape and just hit that like button, and I ain't got to worry about it. 39 laps out of 77. MaxspeedTV right here. Super Speedway Kings at Deca. My special guest, my broadcasting buddy helping me tonight, Mr. T, or Mr. E, I should say. And he's got 2 different jobs. He's helping me broadcast and he's playing admin. There ain't no way I couldn't do it. Green flag, and here we go one more time. As you can see, Everett Lane and the 24 machine down on the bottom is going to be bringing them around to the green flag. We're going to start it again. Go through the gears. Do not miss a gear, because if you do, you're going to be in trouble. Always worried about that. Slapinski doing some pushing right off the get-go. The inside took off. Paul Witt saw it, and he jumped down in there into the 3rd spot. Lane's going to be leading them around. And that bottom lane is being shot like a bullet, buddy. They are flying. these guys stay single file long enough, it's going to play heck to get them two different lanes to get up there side by side racing. But eventually they're going to break away, and they're all going to gather right back up again. As you can see, here that top lane comes. Coming right at you, buddy. Working on 3 right now at the top, trying to get something going up there. Lewis. Getting a little bit of help now. Finally, some people are stopping in. Popping up there. Got to give him a hand. Back in the mix. Still way back here, just hanging out. That's going to be Jimmy Crow. Your pole sitter. He's in 24th. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Gabe Butler right there as well. I'm not sure, but he may have a picture of my wife on his hood. Yeah, I wished. No wonder why everybody's trying to run around beside him. I get it now. Starting to go 3 wide, way up here at the front again. It's about to get ugly. Lane down at the bottom of the rocking chair, just hanging out. He's got Slapinski right there pushing him. Paul Witt hanging right there in the 3rd spot, sitting very comfortably. You can watch Seabrands get real close to that inside. Try to do that side drafting thing. Pull them guys back just a little bit. Right now what he needs is that number 3 to get up there and do a little pushing. And that is Greg White. He knows how to push around here too. I gotta be honest with you, I love super speedway racing, but I do not like pushing somebody who's got that kind of damage in the back end. Because if you hit him, touch him just the wrong way, you're gonna take him out and probably yourself and about 20 more behind him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bobby. What I like to do, if somebody's got damage like that, stay close, just never touch them.
Tell you what, for the damage that he has back there, you would think that thing would be an absolute handful. But man, he's showing some muscle. He's showing so much muscle, he actually may be leading that lap right here.
You know, Craig White, my favorite Canadian friend, he's doing a great job pushing that damaged truck right there. He's almost got him around the 24 of Everett Lane.
And he's doing exactly what you just said too. If you notice, he's right there, really super close. And then if he does bump him, if you notice, he'll do it over on the left side of the truck, which normally would be, you'd be scared to death to do that. because that's when you turn him. But he sees that damage here and he stays away from it.
Just stay close, just never touch him, and you should be okay. I mean, eventually it all works out. You're just hoping Gary Slapinski in the 78, he's pushing a little too hard and he's going to overheat his truck, and then you get just enough momentum to let the number 4 of Seabrands clear the 24 of Everett Lane. Looks like Craig White overheated a little bit, had to check up a little, get some cooling air, and allowing that third lane, the number 12 and the number 1, to come up and challenge these guys up here in the front.
You can see the 13 there, one of the regulators, getting out of the way. That's Frank Gomilla. He's being shown 2 laps down right now. He says, I don't think I want to be a part of that right now. I'm just going to slide on back out of the way here.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. Frank, so he got the lucky dog, and he made the pass around a pace car, but he waited about 1 lap too much and pitted, and it gave him a black flag, and he had a pit under green. And
oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's one of those things. And, you know, I tell guys, you know, I race and experience that comes into play. If you get the lucky dog, you want to pit. As soon as you pass that pace car, you want to pit. If you don't pit and you wait, it's going to black flag you, and it's a stop under green. It's a really costly black flag.
I'm sure that he would love nothing more to get up here and tango with these guys. But him being, you know, a few laps back, he doesn't want to become a hindrance or a problem. But I'm going to tell you, a guy right now, Seabrands, with all that damage he's got, look at him. Whoops. There he is. Now he's up there doing a little bit of pushing to Paul Witt, trying to get him up through there. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to size it up perfectly where you can shove them all the way down that backstretch, let off of it coming into the turns, and then when you come out of that turn, you actually get close enough you can hit them one more time before they try over. And it really helps when the guy in front of you that you're pushing holds a very good, steady line.
I know some guys that are praying for a caution. You know, Mark Mann's still 1 lap down. Frank has gone 2 laps down. Sebastian Marin is 2 laps down. But we have an amazing 37 trucks on the lead lap right now, all racing within 3 seconds of each other.
50 laps out of 77 in the books.
They got to make 1 more pit stop. They could go pretty much any time and make it to the end.
We've had 4 cautions so far.
Yeah, looks like they need about, correction, I think they need about 7 more laps before they can meet the fuel window there.
Back up. Now we're going to have 3 wide racing. And the 09 disappeared there. Paul, I believe it's Paul Decker. You better lean over and feed that squirrel one more time because he disappeared twice. Now's not the time to be having internet connection problems.
You know, we got Frisch, Daniel Lewis, and Zachary Lima, the 3 trucks on the outside lane there. And Daniel Lewis, he's a contender, man. He knows how to race these super speedways. He's really good at it. And watch out for that number 12. He might be able to push him up there and maybe get around the Frank Muglio's truck up there.
I'll tell you what, that's 77. Zachary Lima, he's no stranger to the front either. I've watched him be up to the front, back to the back, back up to the front. He's everywhere. And now he's in the middle of a, as I would like to call, a shitstorm because, man, oh man, One little mistake by one of these drivers. I mean, it's just like the big leagues. You're in trouble.
Well, we got Stevie Karosik and Zachary Lemick, a part of Team Dale, which is kind of cool. Looks like they're working together on the top lane there, trying to make some moves.
Whoa, there was a touch. Right up into the front. And that's going to bring the caution out. I'm not quite sure. It's right up here somewhere. Whoops. Right in this area here. I thought. I believe. Might have ran it back a little too far on us. I don't know. Let's see. There it is. The 163. It's right along with him. Paul Sheldon. Take a little ride and see what we got here. Oh, the 12 comes down, looks like, and gives him a little tap. I don't believe that's any net coding at all. You can see it. Comes down, wanting to do a little side draft, and I'd say, and he hit Sheldon, got him a little squirrely, and then that's all it took from there. And you can see the 163 going up, trying to keep it off the wall. 12 comes down and slams right into the 34. And watch the 34 go for a ride here. He's over once, gonna go over twice. Somewhere along the line, I'll be able to find his number, I hope. There he is. Run it back. See if I can find him. We'll ride with him. Maybe. I don't know. These things change so fast right here. It's hard to keep up with all these numbers, I'll tell you. There it is. You can watch him. I mean, he just comes right in and he drills him. There's one. There's two, looks like. There's another one. And he grabs a hold of it and hangs on. You want to see what that's like? Real time. Ride with him, huh? Right here. Over he goes. So as of right now, unless things change, good possibility that gentleman right there might get the Dude Wipes wreck of the night. That little incident might have caused more skid marks in his shorts than what's on that racetrack. So we're kind of looking at that guy for the Dude Wipes moment, maybe, huh? Still, we have not had a green flag pit stop this whole race. 54 laps out of the 77 in the books. $18 people watching so far live, 12 likes. Y'all hit that like button for us. I'd appreciate it. They would too. Real quick, if you just hopped in, guys, Paul Witt, the 429 machine. You can see the pink rims and the pink numbers. That's not his normal colors. But his granddaughter passed away last night, or yesterday evening. I believe it was, I think it was at birth. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. The man lost a granddaughter, a family member, running around with extremely heavy heart. This race is dedicated to him. dedicated to the child. As a matter of fact, we are winding down 55 out of 77 laps. Here at Max Speed TV. Give our condolences out to the Witt family. May God be with them at this time. Comfort them. But here he is, folks. I know he would like nothing more in this world to win this race. More than anything right now. Only thing on his mind is to be able to bring this race home. And boy, wouldn't it be something special if that happened? He's been up front. He's been running around all evening long right up here. He has both of his fast repairs. He's been taking great care of his equipment. Slapinski's been up here. Same thing. He's led 11 laps. He's in the 78 machine down on the bottom. That 24. Everett Lane. This guy knows how to push. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe he is a regulator. That will be Mr. Witt's teammate. But here we go. Green flag racing. Get that ugly pace car out of here. 55 out of 77 laps in the book. Super Speedway Kings is what you're watching here. Max Speed TV, myself and my buddy Big E up here in the booth helping me and doing the administrative work for the league. Back to the green flag racing. Here we go. Right now, Paul Everett's best friend would be that number, or Paul Witt's best friend would be that number 3 of Greg White.
So I'm thinking they don't have to pit. Like, they can make it to the end from here.
Now's when you're going to start seeing some of these guys that we've not talked about during this whole entire race. You're going to be watching Jimmy Crow making his way through the field. Tracy Weaver. Gabe Butler. J.D. Crow. Zachary Lima. Hirosic. I mean, there's Mark Mann. He's got his lap back, folks. For those of you that are Mark Mann fan, I know Mara you are. He's had one heck of a battle tonight. He's got his lap back at 27th. Look for him to make his way. David Overstreet all the way back in the 34th spot. He is one lap down. Not having a very good run tonight. Teammates are setting up with teammates, trying to get a strategy together. It doesn't take long to burn off these laps. I mean, it's a picture. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up there, Big E.
Well, we got Jimmy and Gabe making their move up to the front now that we're on the final pit stop. Looks like they can make it to the end and fuel.
There they are, up on that top side. And that's just what I suspected. Butler, Jimmy Crow, and of course, J.D. Crow.
Yeah, J.D. Crow, Gabe Butler, and Jimmy Crow all on the outside lane there. They're making their way to the front. They know this is go time. You don't have to pit again. It's all or nothing right now.
And some of these guys, they got what I like to call get out of the pits for free, jail card, or whatever you want to call it, Monopoly. A lot of these guys, they have not used their fast repairs at all, so they don't mind taking a little chance. Caution comes out, so be it. 24 jumps right smack up in front of Mr. Witt right there. Now Witt's going to be the pusher in the middle. Is he going to push the 24 through good enough where he'll drop down into the rocking chair? Yes, he does, and there he goes. Now the 24 is a happy little camper sitting down there. First truck on the inside. That's as safe as in your mama's arms when it comes to super speedway racing. Or is it? Look how dicey they're getting up there, Big E, already.
Yeah, it's go time. It's to be expected. You know, they got 17, 18 laps left. They don't have to pit again. You know, and if you're 3 wide, you know, 6 trucks deep, it's like a parking lot. There's nowhere to go. And if you don't make your moves early, the door of opportunity will never be open for you.
You can see these guys right now. I mean, well, once we get out of this bank of the turn, you will. But you can see them. I mean, it's a handful. You got a truck tucked up underneath you like that, it is literally a handful. They're not running around there because they're nervous. They're around there, they're trying to just catch their truck and run and follow with it. Because the aerodynamics is tough when you're this close.
Absolutely. And being open sets, you never know what the trucks in front of you are going to have unless they're teammates. You know, that's why it's so important to hook up with your teammates. We got Gary pushing Everett fast lane. Now, if I was a betting man, knowing Everett, he's running some tape, and Gary's not running tape. So you got a good team right there. You got Paul Witt on the outside.
Whoa, all the way down.
Spun out. Oh no, Everett is spinning around and around.
Well, there's our.
He's got to be upset.
There's our new Dew Wipes Award winner so far. I can assure you of that one. Let's go back and try to see what happened right here. I'm gonna tell you what. You want to talk about coming off and literally, if I can get it real fast before this thing happens. But you can see them as they're coming down. The 429 of Paul Witt. Right along with him in this cockpit right here. And I don't know how or what. Watch the 16 right in front of him. And away they go. And that's when it gets really ugly. Now, how it happened to why it happened, well, we'll figure that right out here in just a minute.
Well, in chat, what you didn't hear, Bobby, was earlier on, Jimmy got a little loose. He's leading the outside lane. And that accident right there is his truck. It's open set. So, you know, he's either got old tires or he got a little loose setup. He turned down to go to middle lane, gave it a little bit too much wheel, and it pretty much spun him out.
Well, you know, I would kind of like to possibly agree with that, I suppose. But you know, it's super speedway racing, and everybody's pushing. It's that simple. You know it is. Now, I don't know if the 88 got, you know, so close to him, he took the air out from underneath him like that. But I can tell you, that is close right here, buddy. See the pushing going on. You see, I mean, it could be anything, honestly. Knocked the air right off the spoiler. He was loose to begin with. If you get that close to a car and they're loose, it don't take much to get them out of control.
You know what, Bobby? Taking a closer look at it now, I think you're absolutely right. You know, it looks like Gabe was just pushing the hell out of him, trying to get him out there, and unfortunately, Jimmy already had a loose truck, and it looks like he caught him just a little bit and got him loose. And you know, he cleared the middle lane, but
right.
Unfortunately, he couldn't control it. He went all the way down and took out Everett Lane, who was in the rocking chair position, and he's the one that got taken out.
Right. That's what, you know, you think that you're safe right there in your mama's arms, and normally you are, but every once in a while it doesn't happen that way. But it's just hard racing's all it is. And if you're not perfectly square, now Jimmy was running, he said he was loose. I heard him in chat right there talking about that he was loose. You got a truck that's loose and you're pushing him, and you got a guy right underneath you, giving you the push to help you get you going. And that right there is just a recipe for a disaster. And unfortunately, I know Gabe definitely didn't do anything wrong. He didn't mean to do it whatsoever. He did his job. He's pushing, and that's what he's supposed to be doing. But when you have a loose truck like that, you just barely touch him, and you can send him flying. I mean, Gabe doesn't know that he's fighting a loose truck. It's just one of those deals. I mean, it's a racing thing. And believe you me, if there's anybody in this entire league that's got the experience, that's going to be that 88 machine of Gabe Butler. I've watched him come from the back to the front I don't know how many times and win races that way. The guy knows exactly what he's doing. It was just unfortunate that Jimmy Crow had a loose truck to begin with, and, well, all you got to do is blow on your back tailgate, and you're going to send them, you're going to send them flying. That's what happens when you're running, something that loose. But there he is. He worked his way all the way up. He rode back in the back for a decade. And here he is sitting in the second spot. Here's your top five: Slapinski, Butler, White, Crow, and Wright. Paul Witt, all the way back here in the 17th position. 14 laps to go. Super Speedway Kings of Talladega, race number 1 of the new season. Slapinski, Butler, White, J.D. Crow, Tony Wright, Todd Siebels, Steven Karosik, Zachary Lima, Rick Seabrands. Hey, look at that, Mark Mann. After being down several laps, here he comes. Thirteen laps to go at the line.
All right. Sorry, I had to do a lot of admin there. You got Gary up in the front and Gabe on the outside. Greg White's pushing, and J.D. Crow. Looks like Gabe Butler, hanging back and being there at the end when it matters. He's already starting it off in race 1 of the new season.
Paul Witt all the way back to the 17th spot. Is he going to have enough time to work his way back up here? Up front all night long. Right away, 3 wide, not wasting any time whatsoever.
You got Team Dale's Steve Karosik being pushed by Zachary Lima on the outside there. They're going for the win tonight. Team Dale, hell yeah.
The 2 trucks that could. And they are trying. They have no help yet. And they're still hanging right there with the big boys. That are 5, 6, 7 deep. You gotta make the move. What really sucks about this is you're sitting back in that 10th, 11th spot, and you got nowhere to go. You can't go anywhere. You got them in front of you, behind you, beside you. You just gotta sit and wait. And Man, that's the hardest thing in the world to do. J.D. Crow in the middle, being shoved by the 45, Todd Siebels.
You know, I'm looking at Zachary Lima pushing Karosik on the outside there, and I'm wondering what's their tape setup. So if Lima's running 0 tape and Karosik's running, say, 50% tape, these guys got a really good shot of taking over the lead at the right time at the end of the race here. So it all comes down to strategy, and if you can hook up with the right truck, who's a teammate, with the right configuration at the right time, these guys are making their way up to the front, that's for sure.
3 trucks now together up on that top side. The 07-1 decides to give him a hand. Eric Lowry, I believe is the last name. Even out it is now. He's joining the fun up on that top side.
Yeah, Eric Lowry's actually part of the boot knockers, but he's trying to help out Team Dale there. That's the only lane open for him to get up there and get a couple positions as well. That is the first race. You know, top 10, that could give you the points to win at the end of the season. You never know.
Right here's when things start to get hairy. When it gets down to 10 laps to go, something clicks in every single one of these drivers' heads. It's like, we got to go now. And this, from 10 laps all the way, this is when you're going to see people taking chances that I'm sure they wish they shouldn't have taken, or didn't want to take, and shouldn't have taken. But this is what happens. These last 10 laps is when everybody's getting in position. J.D. Crow in the middle, right there. The 17 machine. Whoa, trouble back in the back. I don't know how far back that was. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution or not. It might not. It doesn't look like it's going to. I don't know if Paul Witt was involved in any of that or not. I saw a truck I thought was like his, just about sideways. The 78, Slapinski in the middle. Gabe Butler down on the bottom side. Paul Witt racing with a heavy heart in the 429 machine. Right there he is back there, trying to make his way back up front. He's been up front racing all evening long. Mark Mann, sideways, gathers it right back up though. He's another guy, he was behind, caught up early in a wreck, got all of his laps back. Now he's come to the dance floor and he wants to tangle. He has fought his tail off to get back on this lead lap. Slapinski's led 18 laps in this race. Gabe Butler's only led 5. That's because he decided to stay way back in the back and wait until it was time to make a move to get up front. That's his style. That's the way he does it, and it works. The 21 on the bottom, Tony Wright, having a good run so far. Greg White doing the shoving on the bottom. Now that's a little close for my liking right here. Look at him. 3 wide. You can watch these guys get really close with each other. How close? Well, let me show you how close. There's one side and there's the other. That's close, folks.
You know, you got Old Fart Sim Racing pushing Gary Slapinski, which is a solo racer on the inside. But you got teammates number 17 of J.D. Crow pushing Gabe Butler the team boot knocker. But you can't forget about the outside. They're coming up and they're coming
Hey,
strong.
trouble back in the back.
Oh, you definitely don't want to see that with 5-6 laps to go.
No, you do not. It caught right out of the glimpse of my eye right there. Started way back here with the number 4 machine, I think. Let's see what happened. Slower down right here coming at us. Maybe we can find it. I just seen the 4 being turned sideways. Ah, right there's where it happens. One comes down just a smidge, and the other one comes up just a smidge. Just a racing deal, folks. Mark Man hit hard.
I can't blame the guys with 5-6 laps left.
No, not at all.
They're pushing hard. They're trying to win.
It's just pure racing is all that is right there. You can see it.
Yeah, one came down, one came up.
Mark Man fought his tail end off. There he is. Some severe damage. Again. A lot of guys taken out right there in just a blink of an eye. Well, we're going to line it up. We're going to do it again. Slapinski, you said he was by himself. No teammates. I'm going to tell you what. I got a strong suspicion after this race is going to be over with, his telephone's going to be ringing off the hook. And if it's not, it should be.
He likes to hang out with the regulators, and the old farts. He's definitely part of that crew there. Who knows who he's racing with tonight? But my suspicion is he wants some regulator buddies up there with him. Unfortunately, there's nobody up in the front right now. Darren's the closest in the 11th spot. Craig White's old fart. I know he'll give old Gary a good hand there. Steven Karosik, he's with Team Dale. Gabe Butler's with the boot knockers. Anything can happen right now.
Well, he started out in the 6th spot. He's led 21 laps. He's been battling all evening long. Butler does what he does best. He stays way back there in the back till it's time to play, time to show and go. And man, he's gone. Here he is, boom, up front. It's the way he likes to do it, and it works for him. And there ain't anybody any better that I can think of to hang out way back in the back and work your way up through the field with only a few laps to go.
I'm looking at the incidents right now, and Gabe Butler's got 8, which is unusual for him. So he must have got caught up in some of the wrecks there. Craig White's up in the 3rd position. He has 0 incident points right now. If I want somebody to race with, he's the man to have a clean truck to help me get to the front, possibly get a top 3 tonight.
Well, I know one thing. He loves to push. He can push too. That's one guy that you have smiles from ear to ear knowing that he's in your rearview mirror shoving you.
Craig White, he's a hell of a super speedway racer. Get him on Charlotte, Atlanta or Texas, 1.5 mile track, and you'll be chasing those taillights all night long. He's a hell of a racer.
JD Crow, another one. I mean, he's always right there, usually in the top 5, lurking. He loves that high line. I mean, he started the high line right from the get-go.
I'm glad you said that, because JD, he's doing what he's got to do. He's staying in the mix. He's giving everybody plenty of room. He's staying clean. He's pushing the guys he needs to push. He's being safe about it, and he's making it a fun, interesting race for himself and everyone around him. That's how you want to be. Be like JD Crow. He's doing a hell of a job tonight.
Now, here's the thing. I've seen it happen 100 times, and I know you have too. You're going to have 3 laps to go here. Well, 2 or 3 laps to go here. You know as well as I do, usually and sometimes, the top 6 or 7 guys will take themselves out. And then before you know it, you got the 7th, 8th, 9th fighting for the win. I mean, if you're in the top 10, you still got a shot winning this thing easily. I don't care if there's only a 2-lap shootout. Because these guys get really racy, really dicey up front, and they'll take each other out sometimes. And when they do, before you know it, you know, as they say, the seas parted ways. And there you go. Right straight through, and you're winning. Slapinski's down on the bottom. He's led 23 laps of this race. Gabe Butler, absolutely no stranger to the front. He's sitting in second. Steven Karosik is going to be third. Fourth, Greg White. Fifth, J.D. Crow. You're watching the Super Speedway Kings, MaxspeedTV. Bobby with all the hobbies with his guest up here, Big E, playing the admin as well as helping me broadcast. Giving me a break. I certainly appreciate every bit of it. This guy's knowledge of open setups is unbelievable. I have no clue about open setups. I ain't smart enough to run an open setup. These guys, they practice day after day after day, hours on end on getting the setup. And that's why they're one of the best at super speedway racing in this league. They know every little detail to get the job done, what it takes. I couldn't tell you the difference from running 10% tape to 50% tape.
I can tell you the difference, Bobby.
Yeah, hot and cold.
It's hot and cold, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Are you ice or are you fire tonight? What do you feel like? You want to lead or you want to push? And that's what it's about, baby.
That's exactly what it's about. We're down to the nitty-gritty right now. Like I said, is the C's going to part ways? Are the top 5 or 6 guys going to take each other out? And 7th, 8th, and 9th got a shot at winning this bad boy? Or are they going to kind of play nicely up here and battle it out safely for the next 2 laps? We're going to find out.
My money's on Gabe. He's in the right position. He's in the money position right now.
Gabe, I call him Iceman because he is as cool as ice. Road Dog out there says it's time for that 100-pound right foot. Yeah, baby. Oh, Mr. White got a little bit of a help right there from the 77 of Zachary Lima. Almost turned him sideways, but he gathered it up.
Yeah, Zachary Lima is Gabe Butler's teammate. He's going to do the best he can do to help Craig get him up there. You know, and unfortunately for Gary, Steve Karosik is also Gabe Butler's teammate. So he's kind of, you know, the dog hung out to dry right now. Anything can happen, but you never know.
And here we go, trying to get that third lane going. 1 lap to go. And I can guarantee you a few more people hop up there on that top side. We're going to be 3 wide side by side. You can see them slowly making their way up. A few more keeps moving up to the top side. You can see them coming right here. They need a little bit more help.
Oh, God, no.
Man, we got
17.
trouble. Lots of trouble right there. And that's going to be the white flag. And I do not think this is going to be it right here, boys. Doing a little blocking right off the get-go. That's the 78.
Oh, man, it's getting interesting. I think he just gave up the lead.
And
oh, he got
trouble
wrecked
in the
out.
wall. Just like I said how it was going to work out, didn't I, huh? Take a look at them all running around. It's Karosik down at the bottom trying to hold off the 071, and does he?
Oh, Thomas Holder, old Tommy. He's been a sleeper all night. Brings in third.
Wow. I told you how it was going to be. Last couple laps, and I'll show it to you right here where it all starts out. We'll do a wide span of it and just watch it. You see him trying to get that top lane of working up there. And trouble starts right back there in the back first off. Well, up front, I'm sorry, J.D. Crow gets a little tap and turn. Everybody's trying to get out of the way. And they're still wrecking back in the back, as you can see it. And you're back up front right here. Again, they're battling it out. And when they battle out, they start touching. And we start having some more trouble going on right there. The 49 and 07-1, the C's part ways. And now they're battling out for the win. And I'm going to tell you what, Karosik just holds him off for the victory. Steven Karosik's going to be your winner. The very first race of this new season of Super Speedway Kings. What a wild finish that was.
So Team Bootnaka, JD Crow took out Gabe there. Oh man. I mean,
I just saw JD. I just saw him sideways.
I think he thought he was clear there, and he was going to get up in front of his partner, which was Gabe. And unfortunately, about 6 inches of his rear bumper was not clear, and he ended up taking him and his teammates and everybody out there.
That's a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, how do you explain that to your friends?
Yeah, that's a little tough. But you know what? It's super speedway racing. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
It's an oversized Bristol.
There's some things you can do to help out with that, you know, but that's the tricks of the trade. I'll keep those secrets to myself unless you're on my team, and then I'll share it with you.
Hey, stick around. Don't nobody go anywhere. We're going to talk to these three cats right here, 1, 2, and 3. Here's your race winner, though, Steven Korsick. We'll be right back after this very important message. Welcome back, everybody. Bobby with all the hobbies. Because that's what his wife says. That's what I'm going to go by. MaxspeedTV Super Speedway Kings right here. First race of the new season. Our number 3 man tonight coming in. It's going to be Mr. Todd Siebels. And I hope I say your last name right. If not, you can get in line with the rest of them to shoot me.
You got it right.
Hey,
yes, sir.
That's a switch. Todd, kind of crazy last couple laps out there, wasn't it?
Certainly was. I'm not sure what to think of that last lap. I think I went through a car and then just managed to let up on the gas when there was some turbulence ahead of me and just managed to squeak a third place. I can't believe it.
Oh, you started out in 40th position. And if my telemetry is right here, you only had to use, sorry, I'm all choked up about it. You only had to use one fast repair, I believe.
Yeah, and that was an accident too. Shouldn't have used it. But yeah, we had a good race, good clean race.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was exciting. It had to be a little bit crazy out there and seeing everybody going every which way. It was kind of like the seas parted ways, didn't it? And you just seen an opening, and you and Karozik just took it and ran.
Yeah, it was certainly a gift for me. I'm thankful. You know, I'd have been happy with the top 10. I would have been thrilled at the top 10 to be in the podium. Yeah, this is a good day.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. That's awesome. First race of the season. Long way to go. Points, points, points. Looking at the big picture, you got a lot of big dogs out here you're running with, so third place is not too shabby, let me tell you. Especially super speedway racing. Anything can happen.
Roger that. Congratulations to Steven and Eric, by the way.
Is there anybody out there you want to thank before I let you go, my friend?
Well, every night I run with the TW Motorsports guys, and got a few of us in here. Nice little team. One didn't have the best of luck, and anyway, just too scattered that last couple laps. But TW Motorsports, there's some good boys to run with. Check them out.
All right, my friend. Congratulations. Top 3. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next week. We'll do it again.
Thanks a lot, Bobby.
All right, buddy.
Going.
All right, let's talk. Let's work our way up. Big E, how about you, Eric?
Hey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, my friend. Again, the seas parted ways, and here you boys come. Like you're shot out of a cannon. What was it like that last lap with everything, cars going every which direction in front of you? Did you have that oh shit factor?
Oh, it was the pucker factor.
Well, it worked out pretty good for you, I got to tell you that. You started 10th. You was quiet tonight. Didn't hear or see a whole lot of you. And then, well, you're there when it counted, obviously. Just one shy of the winner, but second place with all this talent that's in this league, that's not too bad.
Well, all I want to say is congratulations to the winner there. Did a good job there, staying out of trouble. During the whole race, we just hung out to the back, you know, just waiting for things to happen. And at the end, just go for it, see what you can get.
Well, you get it, all right. You got it. Second place, not bad. First race of this season, looking at the big picture, come away with some points. And that's what we want. That's what you need. But it looked like you kept yourself pretty clean. You didn't use a fast repair at all tonight.
Nope, didn't need to.
No, that's what you want. Keep the fenders on it. All right, my friend, congratulations. Is there anybody out there you want to thank before I let you go?
Just all my teammates. Just sorry they had a bad run tonight, but it happens. So.
Well, be safe, take it easy, and we'll do it again next week. See if you can't just move one more notch up, all right?
I was almost there.
Yes, you were. I don't know. I knew it was close. I don't know exactly what the time was, but from what I could see when you crossed that finish line, man, it was, I don't think you put a water bottle between you. It was so close. But
11 thousandths of a second.
Wow. That's good racing, pal, period. And that's, you know, Jimmy Crow puts on a league, buddy. He puts on a league. You don't mess around. You take care, be safe. We'll catch you next week.
All right, you too. Have a good day.
Oh, man. Steven.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable, son. Unbelievable. Like I said, the sea parted ways. And, man, you shot out of there like a bullet. You and Eric both did. What was the last lap like? Boy, I tell you, that's a tongue twister. What was the last lap like for you? Was it also one of them puckering moments?
Yeah, I was holding my breath. I was planning on pushing Gary to the win, and he moved up, and I took the real estate, and they started wrecking behind me, and it just came out. I was at the right place at the right time. This worked out, and I'll take it, man. It's hard to win in this league.
It's hard to win because there's nothing but talent. I mean, every
great.
single one of these guys. It's a chess match. Any one of these guys can win this thing. I mean, they're all that good. But hey, tonight you're the guy that won it. First race of the season, pal. You got the bragging rights to start right out of the chute with. And
Yeah, it feels good.
oh, it should feel good. Oh, Jimmy, you're in here with me, bud. Anything you want to say?
It was a rough one. I contribute with my wreck. What can I say? It was one of them bad races. Bobby, you ain't gonna get fired, but keep it real. If it's a bad race, don't talk us up. Just keep it real, man.
Oh no, man. It was from my seat. It was a great race.
It's just it is what it is. At least we're out there racing. Like I say, I take a lot of pride. I'm a little embarrassed, but ain't nothing against nobody. That's just how I am.
There ain't nothing to be embarrassed about.
Hopefully
hopefully
we'll do better. Hopefully we'll do better next week.
You're doing just fine. It was a great race. And, you were loose. On your incident, you go back and you watch that replay. Me and Big E watched it. You were running a loose truck to begin with, but you got pushed just a little bit too hard in the left corner right there, and that's what took it off of you and the way you went. That had absolutely nothing to do with you whatsoever. That's just pure old racing and a guy behind you doing the pushing. I mean, it's super speedway.
It was hard race, and I'm the one that turned the wheel, and I'm the one that went down there and hit Everett, so I ain't gonna blame nobody but myself on that one. Just it was a rough race. Like I say, I take it personal, but again, it's a double-edged sword. We can ride around, cruise, and have a caution, and ride around in circles. But at least we get out there and race. It may cost some cautions, but I just want us to get out there and race. And again, this race was dedicated to Paul and his family. Sorry for all the cautions, but hopefully the broadcast went good, and we're all thinking about them.
It went very well. Steve, who do you want to thank, my friend, before we let you go?
Well, I'd like to thank Jimmy and Estel and you guys for putting this on. This is great, and happy birthday, by the way, Estel.
Is it his birthday?
Thank you, buddy.
He didn't say anything about that during that whole broadcast.
He's humble.
What are you, 30?
42, just like my number. I'm 42.
42. Man, I can't remember 42.
Happy birthday, Estel. Good win, Steve. Good race, buddy.
Yeah, good
Thank
win,
you.
Steve.
Keep thinking, Steve. Keep thinking, buddy. Without me to interrupt you.
And I'd like to thank my teammates because I got involved in a wreck where I had the tow, and I think I went 2 laps down, and my teammates got behind me and pushed me to the front, and I got the wave around and the lucky dog all at once, and it put me right back in it, so I couldn't have done it without them. And I'd also like to thank my mother. She's 59 years young, and she watches me do these races every week, which is pretty cool. So big shout out to her.
You need to tell Mom she needs to get on YouTube and hop in that little chat and say hello to Bobby with all the hobbies.
Well, I will.
Yep. You tell her. You tell the more people chat with me in YouTube, the happier it makes me.
And 4.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on that win. You take care, be safe, and we'll catch you next week. See if you can't double down.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, appreciate your mom watching.
All right. What do you got to say, Estelle? Talk to me, Big E. What'd you think of the race?
Well, it's open setups, man. Anything can happen. People get loose. People have a lot of tape. The trucks act differently under longer runs. A lot of hard racing out there. A lot of teamwork. A lot of mixed bag stuff. You don't know who's around you. But there's a lot of cautions, like Jimmy said. But that's super speedway racing. These guys came out, they did a great job tonight. Some of those accidents are just iRacing, net codes and people blinking and weird things like that. Some of it could be avoidable. But all in all, I think it was a great race. It was very entertaining. These guys came out here, they did a great job tonight.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
I think we'll do better next week.
You had 7 cautions. You had 33 lead changes. That's pretty racy. And quite frankly, if I was broadcasting a super speedway race, 77 laps, and there wasn't at least a single caution, I would feel like I got screwed watching the race. Because, man, that's part of racing. That's the excitement. I mean, Jimmy's so hard on himself when it comes to the cautions. I know he takes pride in it, but, with racing comes cautions. And that's just part of the all factor. I mean, it's everything all into one. I don't think I could ever stand watching the race without a single caution. It'd be like, oh my God, you're kidding me. I mean, you got to have that all factor. You know what I mean?
I agree, Bobby. You know, and watching these guys, it was all minor, very small mistakes, and some of it was not even within their control.
Oh no,
You know, Jimmy took credit for his spin out there, but you know, you're driving a looser truck, you're on a high lane, someone gets close to you, it gets your truck moving around. There's really not much you can do about that. You know, it's not like these guys came out there and made really stupid mistakes.
Oh,
they're all out there, they're racing, they're having a good time.
A couple net codes were involved.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope someday iRacing is able to take care of that. You know, and I know it's a problem, but still one of the best leagues around, and I'm glad to be a broadcaster of it because, I mean, it's just a blast. He puts on a heck of a
we're glad
show.
to have you. We're glad to have you, and I'll honestly say the most boring Super Speedway King race to date in 3 seasons was the caution-free one.
I'll tell you,
That was the most boringest race.
I'm not
ever.
gonna lie to you. I don't want to broadcast a race if there's not at least a few cautions in it, especially Super Speedway, because you're all built up. You know, you got a guy up there running. He's in the back. He's all the way up front again. You know, and then all of a sudden the big one happens and he gets taken out. It sucks, but it's that all factor. You're all excited. You know, your heart's a pumping and beating, and then all of a sudden the bottom was dropped out on you. I mean, that's part of racing.
Oh no, I can handle 2 or 3, but I don't want no 7, 8, 6, nothing like that. I just want some racing. I don't want to ride around. I want some racing is what I want.
Well, you did good, I think. I think it's a great league. It's a fun league. I can't wait to do it again Tuesday. It's a blast. Guys, it's my anniversary. I'm going to get the heck off of here.
I appreciate you.
You guys be safe. Estelle, thank you for all the help, my friend. You give my voice a bit of a break, and plus I'm able to do a little camera work, so you're making my life a lot easier for me. I certainly appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Happy anniversary.
I appreciate that. You guys take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody in YouTube land's been watching this right here. Super Speedway Kings, MaxspeedTV, Bobby with all the freaking hobbies coming at you. Next Tuesday night, same thing. We'll watch and we'll do it again. In the meantime, everybody be safe. See ya.